like this one, yeah. Shit reminds me of some old iced tea or something. Makes me want to tell a story. Y'all know I used to own a bar, right? It was in El Paso. I called it the hard life. If you step outside on a dark night, check it out. Juarez look like starlight. You gon' think that it sound contrived, but it's just like how I describe. July of 2005, when the devil walked into my small little dive. She came inside and sat down. Whatever, we see all types in that town. She kinda blended into the background. The waitress went over like, what'll you have now? She asked for a whiskey coke. The waitress stood there looking like a ghost. And then the devil cleared her throat, lowered her voice, and this is the quote she spoke. I love you, you make me high. If you love me back, I'll never say goodbye. I love you, ain't no lie. If you love me back, we could paint the sky. But we ain't gotta get into it tonight. Walk away if you afraid to try. But tell me what you wanna do with your life, cause on the day you die, I'll be by your side. Okay, I guess so. Apparently my waitress is afraid of the devil. And I could tell that she felt unsettled. Go take a cigarette break, get mellow. The whole bar got quiet. Seemed like everything went plush and dreamlike. I didn't know what to think, but I kept my cool while I prepared that drink. Then I delivered her beverage. That'll be $2.50, miss. She didn't even pretend to flinch, just grabbed the glass, took it straight to her lips. But I wasn't convinced, it don't matter who you are, I'm running a business. Fuck you, pay me, not including the tip. She was looking into the distance and said this. I love you, you make me high. If you love me back, I'll never say goodbye. I love you, ain't no lie. If you love me back, we can paint the sky. But we ain't gotta get into it tonight. Walk away if you afraid to try. But tell me what you wanna do with your life, cause on the day you die, I'll be by your side. I know they call her Lady Luck, but she still gotta pay me up. She trying to front over a couple of bucks. She can suck the straw that broke the camel's hump. I bust my ass trying to touch some cash. Now I gotta come and put up with this trash for what? So I could eat these table scraps, get old and hope I ain't gotta pay more tax. I started making observations, looking around the room, watching faces. Complaints have replaced my patience. I hate my life, but I'm so complacent. This time gonna make some changes. Made my mind up to turn these pages. I pulled out the key to the place and gave the bar to the devil. Then I married the waitress. I love you, you make me high. If you love me back, I'll never say goodbye. I love you, ain't no lie. If you love me back, we can paint the sky. But we ain't gotta get into it tonight. Walk away if you afraid to try. But tell me what you wanna do with your life. Until the day I die, I'll be by your side.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sort of Chaos podcast. I'm your host, Fuckface Ginger, and I'm pissed. I'm pissed, dog, because I had to castrate my cat. Now, I told you guys before, this cat I saved from like a dog's mouth. Like I broke my arm last winter, literally hitting this dog like with this side to let go of this little fucking cat. And I got real paternal with it. And my girl, too, right? So he survived. We took him in. Fluffy little fucker. Lovable. But, you know, around, he's like 11 months, 10 months now. Or maybe younger than that. Anyway, around like 5 months, 6 months, he started acting out. But you know what I mean? Like a little bit of scratching too much, a little bit of when he wiggled, you know, he didn't want you to hold him so much. I'm like, cool. He's like a teenager. Like I was trying to like, my girl's kind of getting pissed. I'm like, girl, like it's normal. It's like, remember when you were a teenager, you were just moody. So leave him alone. Because here's my thing: I don't cut things off the animal unless it's absolutely necessary, right? It's selfish enough that we deprive them of being wild, even if they had a short life and fucking die after 2 years, being eaten by some like coyote or something. You know what I mean? But at least he lived the way he wanted to fucking live. But when we take him in, I feel there's always like a feeling of if you don't have to castrate them, don't do it. You know, especially boy dogs. I know it's not fair, but girls make the puppies. Boy dogs, what the fuck they do? They hump your leg a little bit, and then you're your best friend. Is that uncomfortable? Go fuck yourself. How about that? Oh, is he aggressive? Then I'm sorry, little buddy. They gotta go. But otherwise, like people are losing their shit. Like they want these little animals that are animals, like they're like ferocious inside, like in a sense, and they have that nature with them. They want to like person. Nah, how do you say? Personific, you know what I mean? You want to like humanize these animals and like give them cute traits that they're not reality. You're delusional because your cat, you know, he can't talk to you. You're just lonely because your ex called, and then you said come over, and he did, and you thought he was gonna, you know, start again, and he just wanted to use you one more time, and he didn't call. And now you find this cat, you think, oh, you're so little, but you don't like it when he's aggressive, right? You're on your period, fucking shitty month. You want that little cat to be like a little prince, like a little like full on baby mode, so you feel like you have some sort of purpose. I get it. But my girl, she was getting impatient, like, you know, we have to cut his balls. I'm like, I know we have. Here's the thing with boy cats, you can't fucking eventually. They're like little tigers, man. No matter how cute you think they are, if they were like a lion's size, they have basically the same anatomy and the same like mindset of like, you're moving, I'm gonna fucking cut your fucking ass, you little. They try even when they're fucking this small, right? So it's a fucking full grown like instinctive animal that just, you know, fucking has to act cute because you're 5 times bigger than him and you can kill him. So it's a little bit like cats are a lot more like women than dogs, right? Like they have their moods. You gotta approach them a certain way, ignore them a certain way, so they like you. If you give them too much attention, then they realize they can spit on you. In a lot of ways, that's not like a comparison made lightly. It has some background to it. So my girl kept like 3-4 months ago, she's like, let's go cut his balls off. He's getting a little moody. He like scratched the fuck out of her once, but you know, he did me a couple of times. I kind of had to teach my girl to like, she only had dogs. So it's like, if the dog starts to, if you like do this to a dog, he'll be happy and, you know, wiggle his leg. But my girl, when he starts to wiggle his tail, I'm like, don't scratch him any further, or don't even do that shit. If he wiggles his tail, cat's fucking ready to attack, right? That's how they are. They're like annoyed. If they get a little bit annoyed, tell your cat like, hey, don't, you know, he likes to be somewhere like on the table. Don't be on the table. He'll fucking jump off the table, and then like his tail will go like this, like a pissy little fuck. So this is how he's been for the last months. But that was no problem, because I'm like, okay, the motherfucker needs his space. If you gave him a space, he would come. In the morning, he would cuddle, like purr and all that shit. I'm like, awesome. Like, I don't have to cut anything off the cat yet. But about 2 months ago, the peeing starts to happen. And that's what I meant when I said they're like mini lions. They won't be able to help themselves. Like, and it stinks. Like, cat piss stinks enormously. Like, it's gross. And it's like, you can't train that. You can beat them, and you can do it with a dog. I think it has more, I don't know what the fuck, frontal lobe, I guess. The fucking dog, like, if you beat him a few times, or maybe just yell at him and put him with the nose and the pee and everything, he'll get the general fact of going outside, and he can mark his territory out there. Not a cat. The cat would be like, I'm not big enough to kill you, so I'm just gonna piss all over your fucking place, so you know who's the boss. You know what I mean? So he peed for a month or two. Like, he did it once on my beanbag in my living room, which is cool. I'm like, you little shit. These are like washable. I can unzip them and throw them. And so I gave him a little bit of speech, like, what the fuck, stinky? You know, he didn't give a shit. Then he started doing it all over. And the last straw was when he pissed all over my fucking. I just bought these dark curtains so I can work in like a cave environment, even when it's day and people like are happy and healthy outside. I want it to be dark, right? So I just got these fucking drapes. I went to a board before COVID fucking started, like right there. I didn't even know it was gonna, right? I just got these. I'm so happy with them. And now this fucker pissed all over them. I couldn't even had some client work that just was just like fucking 24/7 editing for a few days. And it was that piss smell. I couldn't even, I was like, all right, bud, it's time for them to go. Here's what pissed me off though. It's not that we had to cut the fucking cat's balls off. It's that my girl was so excited about it. And that pissed me off a little bit and I took her aside. I'm not a fucking child, right? I took her aside. Like, she came, like, here's the context. The vet who is going to cut the balls is my lovely girlfriend's sister-in-law. So it's her bigger brother, future wife, right? Bigger, grammar. So I was like, I'd rather give it to her because I know she's a sweetie and he'll be in good hands. And he was, and I gave him away and all that shit. But then Bianca, my friend, right? She sends Ioana like his balls afterwards, right? And I don't want to see that shit because girls, you gotta understand, like I fucking this is my buddy here. And it's like people treat it like, we just cut him off and then he'll be good the next day, which is true. Like, but his whole hormonal fucking thing changes, and you kind of like, you raise them, you kind of like, you were buddy with your fucking dog or cat or whatever the fuck you have, right? And then that's like girlfriends. If you don't know that, that's a little, it hits the boyfriend. I don't know if it hurts, if it's a girl and you go neuter her and you take it back. I don't know. Maybe it's not because of, maybe girls don't feel it that much. But I would, if you're empathic enough. You're a fucking dog. You cut off all these hormonal shit that helps his body and all that shit. And then people act like, oh, that's what you gotta do. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. I don't even fucking be happy about it. So my girlfriend comes with the fucking cell phone, like, here's his balls, right? And it was like his literally surgically removed balls on a fucking like tissue. And I'm like, baby, take that shit away. I don't want to see that. My girlfriend's so like, he's gonna be sweet now. I'm like, baby, tone it fucking down a notch. I thought, I don't get what the problem is. The problem is it's attached to my masculinity. And fellas, you know how girls are, like the ones who like, there are girls who really like balls and they like, I think it's in their, like, they can't help it. They squeeze them, like they like to play with them, like we squeeze the nipples with like the same fucking cricking your teeth and biting her, like the little fucking stupid face you were ashamed of during sex and you got to put your head in the pillow. Fuck that, right? You do that. Some girls, they have that for balls, right? And I attracted ball lovers. It's not about like, they just want to destroy your fucking balls if they can't control you. It's strong women. They want to either destroy the balls or if they like you, they'll like play with your balls, which is lovely. Like, it feels nice to have genuine interest. You know what I mean? But that like kind of like, and girls, I know you know what I'm talking about. Just fucking, that's the full length of his greatness. He thinks he's so fucking with those, and you want to squeeze them. It has nothing to do almost with sex. You just want to fucking like. I get it. We're men. We're the same with nipples, right? But just her showing me that picture was so enthusiastic. I couldn't like fucking. I got pissed. I'm like, this is kind of like, it's kind of crude. And they were laughing with each other. And this motherfucker just lost his balls. How would it be like if I would took a picture of fucking, you know, I had like a girl dog and who got her ovaries removed or whatever they do. And then take a picture and post it on. I guess it wasn't posted, but still, you know what I mean? Like, oh, here she is. It's like, as a woman, don't you feel like there was like some damage there? And she's a lady, you're a lady. She's like, even if it's a dog, right? Like, it's empathic. You can't think about, when it's cute time, you're like, oh, my little baby bone is like time to cut the balls off. You're supposed to be like, yes, it was supposed to happen. It's like, well, how about you humanize your pet then? So I suffered, fellas. I confess, I suffered, and I'm still suffering for the fact he's surprisingly fucking like well. I know my future sister-in-law told me like he's gonna be like like just fine, and I was like, all right, you're gonna tell that to me, but actually he's gonna be moping around for 2 days. Fuck that. He came to the door, he ate a whole fucking bowl of food. Now he's jumping and playing. I don't get it. Obviously something's wrong. He's a little bit weird. He kind of gets lost in the distance, looking in the distance every now and again. Hey, Stinky. I don't know what he feels. I'm just saying. It felt for me. My girlfriend is in the comments. Her name is Ioana Groșanu, and you guys have her to Lungu Bianca. They're both here. Bianca is here, who is my lovely friend who took his balls away, and Ioana's here too because she allowed me to, like, she was such a sweetie that was supposed to be, this is cleaning day since we can't call a lady since COVID and everything. We did most of our hardcore cleaning and we split the thingies, but now I had a lot of work to do. And it was either work or do the podcast or clean. And she took one for you guys. She's like, come on, go do the podcast. You said you're going to do it. So thank you, baby. And you're horribly wrong. Stop enjoying it. I'll murder all three of us somehow. It's not even that hard. Like sometimes we definitely accidentally almost murder ourselves, me and Ioana, every now and again. Like leave the fucking stove on and all that shit. Remembering the day when he had balls. Stinky, yeah, probably. Shit, I'm starting to feel that way. So anyway, that was my like cat balls story. Like the moral of the story is if you're a girlfriend, you're gonna piss off your boyfriend because somehow he's gonna associate that with you taking his manhood. You know, he's gonna question whether he wants to marry you or not. Like that's like some psycho shit. You can't fucking show the picture. He has balls, so you're like, look at this shit. Maybe Bianca, maybe my friend, because she's the vet. Maybe I'm sure she's like has a more dark human like doctors tend to do sometimes. But for my girl, it pissed me off a little bit. I was like, I don't know, fucking. Usually when she pissed me off, I wanna like fuck her harder. You know what I mean? When it's time, and then the passion is. But that just made me like danger. Just for a second, can I be honest here? You girls can like, it's so easy. Go fucking like, that fucking kid who we talked about the rape and shit, which is horrible. And I like to believe he doesn't believe that, right? That Romanian kid. But at the same time, I don't know how many times in the comments and in the messages and whatever, so when some girl, Becky, right, when she didn't agree with me, all these girls over the years, I got like, I want to cut your fucking balls off. And all the comments had all the likes from all the girls and even the boys. Everybody was laughing. There's no trauma then. Be a man, they said. You're supposed to take it, right? Like you're not supposed. So this is in that direction. That's the kind of feeling he gave me a little bit. For a second, I was like, fuck women even more a little bit. I got over it. I'm fucking 33. It's okay. I keep my... I balance my feelings. It's okay. But it pissed me off. Well, how are you guys? Enough of this. Enough. Stinky's healing now. How are you, motherfuckers? Bianca says, do you know that vets have the biggest suicide rate? Work-related. Shit. I didn't know that. Out of what? Out of all the jobs? It can be all the jobs. Still, it's, even for doctors, it's like, I bet. You know what I understand, man? I don't understand morticians. It's so fucking weird. Like, you go out in there and it's like you have to make this body. Like, this is kind of dark, but just from a, like, technical perspective. When my dad died, he had this huge gut, and I took him to like, I rode the car with his body to the chapel house thingy that they had also like a medical unit where the mortician came and prepped the body for it to look decent on the final trail, right? And that gentleman, like, that came out there, he was like, I know that was my dad and I had other feelings. I don't want to turn to this dark, and I said my piece with him, but it was he opened the door like I'm gonna go get a sandwich, like just another day at the office. And even if it wasn't my dad, it was just a body, like, I don't understand. He was so, and I don't disrespect, I don't think he's like, some people say that, like, oh, they must be monsters if don't fit. No, they're desensitized. What about doctors who save fucking lives and they have to see death sometimes because they can't save every life? And how about all that drama, So yeah, I understand it to a point, but just dealing directly with dead bodies, making them presentable as an illusion for death, and you just go pump all the fucking liquids out of that shit and patch you up and makeup and like there was that HBO show. What was it? 6 Feet with the guy who plays in Dexter. I forgot. It's 6 Feet Under or something like that. It was a great show I used to watch as a kid. Very fascinating, and I would think those guys would have had a higher suicide rate than vets. No matter the case, stay strong. Either if you're a vet or not, don't fucking commit suicide. And if you commit suicide, do one last fucking grand good thing. Like I want to commit suicide. How about take half a year if you're not dying or anything? If you're dying, this isn't discussed enough, but I think you should hit. Like my dad suffers so fucking much with I was trying to find CBD oil, and I made his injections for fucking morphine, and it was lung cancer, so he was barely breathing, and he took so long to die. And all he told me was like, I just want to die, just like that, just like son, I want to die. Why can't I just die? And he had a strong heart. That's what the doctors told me, and he just suffered for longer. Everybody crushed around his bed for days, right? Where you should have some sort of legal instrument that you be like, look, I'm terminal. I'm phase fucking 4, second phase of phase 4. Like I'm goner. Like let me press a button. Let me get some feelings and let me fade to black. Can I fucking have that? Right? Everybody agrees. Like I would argue for that. Or even for old people. This is even more controversial, but even for like let's say you're fucking 90 and people glorify like you should stay healthy and hopefully all your friends too, but old age, I think, is you want to be that 107 guy when you're 106. I would probably say, yeah, I want to live another year. But looking now in the future, you want to be 107, right? All your friends are dead. All your friends are dead. Everybody whoever knew you're dead. Some of your kids are probably dead. Right? Husband, whatever. Your dad, you want to be barely fucking realizing what the fuck is going on. Or with the last, like, Tetris brick of like with your last thought of rational thought before that fucking Alzheimer's goes full throttle in your fucking brain. What if I say I want to end it now? Nope, I'm fading again. I ain't coming back. Everything is shitty. Everything hurts. Can't go to the toilet. My grandkids think I'm a burden. Fuck that. Why can't I press a button? Why is this not talked about? Fucking whatever. We went on suicide. Don't commit suicide, Bianca. I like you. I like you a lot, and I know you've been through some similar, losing a parent, even closer to me, like even closer as a date, and you're still processing that. But you have friends who love you and family, and you'll be one of those vets who has a chin up. Okay. Let's see what else the people say. 6 feet under. I think I said off the top of my head, Luca, but. Let's take him. Do you know anything about toxoplasmosis in cats? If not, I suggest you Google it. It blew my mind. Fuck. Hold on, Luca. Let's Google it together. Let me see. Let me just double check. I don't have, porn links in my in my bar. There we go. Let's Google this together. So I refuse to spell this word. Let's do it together. So. Camera 2. We do this. Search with Google. Boom. Porn. All right. Is a disease that results in infection in the yada yada parasite, one of the world's smallest common parasites. Infection usually occurs by eating undercooked, contaminated meal, exposure from an infected cat, feces, or mother's old transmission due. Oh, shit. I did heard of it, hear of it, dude. The vet told me about it. I just don't remember names. It's fucked up. It's weird. It was weird, dude. I grew up on a farm, like a peasant fucking sat farm. You know what I mean? And I was the happiest fucking child, until my parents finally decided to grow me in the city. And I just grew with 1,000 fucking cats. I had one fucking some sort of disease from a cat. My mom says like I have my hair here has all sorts of colors. Yeah, that wasn't like I was full on like the darkest color of my hair, right? But then I had that as a kid, and then I almost lost all my hair, and I had this like little thingy here, and then they had to shave me. I went through this fucking treatment, and now my hair is all sorts of colors. And as I understand, I got off easy, right? So I was lucky. So maybe that was it. My mom doesn't remember, but anyway, I know a lot of people who want to have kids. They kind of lose their cat. They kind of like get lost, buddy. They're too dangerous. I understand. I think. I don't know. I don't want to give away my cat when I want to have a kid. I might want to have a kid in the next few years. What the fuck? That's another thing. I don't like the fucking my cousin like used to do this until he finally got a dog. But he used to just, oh mom, give me a dog. Got him a fucking dog. He had him like for a few months when he was cute. Then he sent him off. They had also like a garden house, sort of like, some sort of a little shack where they also have like a garden they can plant tomatoes and stuff, like the summer house you stop and do a barbecue at. And he took all the dogs there. You know what I mean? Like, dude, can you fucking stick with a dog? It's inhuman. I didn't like my cousin for those years, like 10 to 15, because of this reason. Like, I disliked him a little bit. Like, you keep getting these fucking dogs, you little shit, and you just satisfy and scratch your need for like, oh, puppy, I love you, look, and then you're only addicted to me and everything, right? And then he grows and starts to hump your leg or whatever the fuck. You're like, get the fuck out of my head. You never existed. Next. I can so I don't know, maybe I'm going to keep him as a kid. I'm going to do all the fucking tests, throw all the money at the cat when the baby comes, and I'll get some sort of guarantee that he won't, you know what I mean? Cook all his fucking meat dark, just fucking crispy meat, just so he has none of this toxoplasmosis. All right. It was for a scientific purpose. My girlfriend says it was. You were enjoying that a little bit, baby, and I'm good with reading people, so cut the shit. All right. Bianca. Remembering the days when he had the balls. Okay. Why only the girls laugh with this balls issue? I don't understand what that means. It's phrased weirdly. That's vasectomy for animals exist. I don't know if does it. I hope it doesn't now, because I just cut off his balls. Bianca, you still have him, girl? Just like in a jar? Can we reattach him? If it just like, I don't know if there is. There must be. But it's probably like a luxury, like somebody who has the title sir in front of him. You know what I mean? Like the queen can request, like, don't cut his... I don't know why she's German. Why is she Nazi? Don't cut his balls off. I can't do a fucking English accent. Maybe for her. They're like, we got this, ma'am. And they have like micro, like ball vasectomy tanglers. And he has his balls and he keeps shooting like kitty loads, but he's like, but what's purpose would that save? Because the problem is not Stinky leaving a cat pregnant. The problem is him being an asshole. So if you fucking just do vasectomy, I guess he's still gonna piss on shit. So it's irrelevant. But I bet the fucking queen's cat, if she requests her, she's like, we got this, ma'am. And the cat is cool. In Netherlands, assisted suicide is legal, and not just for those with terminal illnesses. Oh, shit. I mean, I knew the northern countries had it. I don't think it's just Netherlands. I think also Sweden, right? Or I might be wrong. I don't know, but it's cool. What, Raluca, if you have the chance, you said, and not just for those with terminal illnesses, you mean also for old people, or also like, I don't think as a young person you could go, could you? Unless you were terminal. Do you know more about this? Just write me a comment. I'm curious. I need water. Excuse me, people. Juliana Cosmina, just don't become paranoid about it. Proper hygiene should keep you safe. Yep. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'll have to step up my hygiene game, if I'm to be honest. You know what I mean? I mean, men are fucking disgusting, and some women too, in certain periods of their lives, and that's okay. But man, you know what I did, dude? I pissed and I didn't flush the water. I know it's not such a big deal for you guys, and I'm sure my girl doesn't give a shit because she knows I'm thoughtful and I'm not like that. But passion disappears on those little shit stains. You know, you're first you move in and you don't fart with each other in the bed, and then as you becomes comfortable, and farts are funny, and then they're not funny, but they happen, so they're okay. And then you fuck, and then whatever the fuck, you know, you don't, you get more gross with it. You understand, you admit to your wife and she to you, the animal you're made of, and you kind of find this happy medium and whatever the fuck. But I always say, if it gets to the poopy sprinkles, like he flushed or she flushed and she didn't even bother to, then that's like you're not even fucking anymore. You know what I mean? Like that's just a little basis of like, can you flush? It's no problem. You know what I mean? I'll lift the seat, you put it down. We find the middle ground on that shit, but it all ends with shit. You know what I mean? So I was like, fuck that. And tonight I was so like, I was trying to like finish some work, get this podcast going. I pissed. I pooped first and then I peed. And then I flashed after I pooped, and then I had to peed, and then I forgot to pee. It was no like poop stains or anything. I just forgot. And she got in there. She didn't even say nothing. She just flushed the water. I realized, why the fuck would she flush the water if I just came out and I was like, did I not flush the water, baby? She's like, nope. I'm like, God fucking damn it. Obviously, she's a cool girl. I'm like, I was just pissed at myself. Like, you fucking slob. Are you that comfortable? Knock yourself against the wall a little bit. And I do. Anyway. Lungo Bianca, if that makes you happy, you can have Stinky's balls in a jar. You know what makes it doesn't make me happy, Bianca. I know you're fucking with me right now, but it doesn't make me happy. It makes me scared. Because it's been 2 days since you castrated him. If I would say yes right now, why the fuck would you still have his balls? Did you keep them? Like, did you just say, okay, have him in the jar? Like, aren't they thrown away in some like pit or some shit, like some toxic waste bin, some shit like that? No, you still have them. Probably around her necklace. She has like a whole collection of like dead cat's balls, like fucking men, all dry and shit. No, I got these from, like from. They're like, they mean energy. Okay, it's just cat balls, Bianca, and you have stinkies now too. I know what you're doing. A girl with high depression requested a. Raluca Ioana says regarding the assisted suicide from Netherlands. A girl with high depression requested assisted suicide. She was raped multiple times. Oh, that's fucking horrible. After some tests with psychiatrists, they decided that she is having big issues and that they can help her with the pain. Can or can't? Are you typing as you're going? They can help her with... You meant can't? These nuts. Vlad, you crack me up sometimes. I swear to fucking God. These nuts. What was this from? You get these nuts. I understand, Raluca. Is it so they allowed her to kill her to go out like a champ or not? I don't know about depression, dude. I can't even imagine like just being raped multiple times, or even recently, like I think last year, 2019, there was this case of like 3 girls being held up since they were 5 to 15 in the U.S., right? And the father fucking just kept them in the basement and raped them and all that shit. I don't know how you deal with one rape or one, like, you know what I mean? I can't even imagine. And neither is a woman, no matter how you can empathize more with being scared about that. If it is that type of, like, can you even imagine growing up being like 16 and then they rescue you, and from 5 to 16 your father raped you in a basement, you didn't see nobody, you didn't talk to nobody. It's like a science fiction movie, but it happened in 2019. Google it. I don't even remember if it was one girl. So, and those types of cases, I would say, I don't know. It must be so hard, even as a psychiatrist, especially how Netherlands are, how Dutch people are. So they just try to be as empathic as they can. And I imagine putting myself as a psychiatrist, like like trying to like reach out and help this person somehow, but you see her just not computing. Like little things just are too strong. I guess after you try all the MDMA therapy and everything, that's kind of like it was revolutionary in the '60s and they shut it down, and now they're experiencing with it again. I heard MDMA is good for trauma. Maybe that after, if that doesn't work either and everything, maybe yes, okay, you're allowed to go if you can't handle it, and this would make your soul, whatever you define as you being like at peace, go. But it will be a tough case to make, because I think if you do have a chance, I know this is dark, but like you can do something good if you can scare yourself. You can do something bad. Why the fuck just go out? I'm not encouraging people to take machine guns or all that shit. I'm encouraging you to do good. Just you feel depressed, all right. You decided anyway that you're gonna fucking cut it, everything you've experienced and everything is going away. I'm talking about people with lesser reasons, like younger people who are more confused. How about before you pull the trigger? How about before you slash that wrist? How about give yourself another 6 months, right? And be like, what the fuck did I want to do and never got the chance? Maybe it was to slap somebody. That's why I say it can easily go towards violence, right? Like I want this to end, so I take a machine gun in it. But I don't agree. It should go like that. It should go like, what the fuck do I want to do? I want to do some. I always want to. Maybe I can help somebody. And for those 6 months, even if your world is crumbled, you gave up anyway, right? You gave up. You ready to give up? Yeah? Okay. Then go take another 6 months. Focus your energy on somebody who really needs help. And you'll be like, oh, I have no resources. No. Somebody who you can help. You know what I mean? Maybe some paraplegic person who you can like, some old person doesn't have help to be taken to the hospital, some neighbor or some shit. How about invest those 6 months in that person? And in those 6 months, you might find a reason to live. Whatever that purpose you find might be. It might happen, dude. So if you don't have anything this traumatic, don't fucking do it. I know we're fucking like, what are not even 10 people online here, and but maybe a few hundred or thousands will see this in the future. So definitely, please give yourself that, because I don't pretend to have been close to suicide. I was definitely low, and maybe I was flirting with the thought, but I don't like to call that I had suicidal thoughts, because even if it lasted a little bit, in the end, I realized I'm too selfish, right? I didn't leave anything behind, so my ego wouldn't allow me to kill myself at the moment. And also the inherent fear of not knowing whatever the fuck that's not the point, right? But for people who do, like even for the listeners, like you might be surprised, man. I tried to like just focus my energy on anything else, and then maybe if I would to pull the trigger, and then you find other purposes, you find happiness you didn't in places you didn't think you'd find it, right? All right, enough about suicide. Bianca, with your dark humor, get out of here. Snoopy, maybe you should castrate yourself too, but I'm sure you don't have balls. Ooh, burn! What, you came here for fucking to what do you call, from the roast of Untitled Chapter fan? Yeah, man. No, I actually have pretty big balls. They're not pretty. I'm not saying they're pretty. I'm saying they hang low. You know what I mean? It's like there's like a lot of like, not necessarily that they're that huge. They just hang low. And my dick, it's a grower. Like I told you about my size. I was pretty honest about that episode. But it definitely needs, especially it's a little cold, And when the contrast of your balls, Snoopy, when the contrast of your balls being too low and your penis being too shriveled up because it's cold, it's not good, Snoopy. So I do have balls, but they're really low. And I need your mouth to raise them. Just raise them, Snoopy. Just just fucking get up in there and just make sure they go all the way up. Thank you, Snoopy. You're a real fellow. A real sweet fellow. Let's get back to the people who actually want to have a conversation. Why suicide has to be so painful? An overdose should okay. Are you fucking jerking off with one hand and just step in with the other, Vlad? Like, make an effort, motherfucker. An overdose should be okay, right? I don't know, man. It's like, an overdose of what? I disagree. I mean, a bullet in the head, is that painful, Vlad? Why does suicide have to be that painful? It doesn't have to be that painful. You do your homework, right? You do your fucking homework. How many times do you get to commit suicide in life? Like once, twice maximum if you didn't do your fucking homework the first time. If it's done right, suicide, should be just once. It's like, it's not funny, but it is pretty funny. Like, I don't want people to commit suicide, but if I were to commit suicide, I would do my fucking homework, dude. I'm like, what? Am I gonna shoot myself here and it goes through here, and this is actually the lobe that just makes my like body something, and then I'm awake and I can't move, but I can't commit suicide either because I fucked up, and now they know I want to commit suicide. So nobody will fucking help me. I'm gonna be like that Spanish movie that I loved. What is it? It's this old Spanish movie about a guy wanting to die, and they asking the right from the Spanish government to. Oh, that's such a good movie. I wish I remembered the name for you guys. Something Les Ojos. I'm so stupid. It was such a long time ago. So a gun would be the quickest, I would say. Just know where to point and then do that. But you also got to think about your mama. You know, maybe you don't have a mama, and but there must be someone who cares about you, or maybe you feel like you don't. Maybe that's the problem, and that's why you commit suicide. I can only fucking imagine, obviously. But imagine, like, I wouldn't shoot myself because all the splatter, dude. It's just like that stupid little, and even if it's not splatter, it's just like blood. I want my fucking girlfriend to find that, dude. You know what I mean? So maybe, but poison is fucking, it's poison. It hurts. And it's shitty. And you say drug overdose. What drugs, dude? What's an overdose? You think everything would just be happy? No, probably in the last seconds you feel like you choke on your own vomit and shit. An overdose isn't happy. You think the overdose would create by your body in such a bad state, and it must amplify everything, right? I don't want to get into drugs with you kids right now because we can talk about drugs, and we will, I'm sure, as soon as YouTube and all these Romanians don't fucking give me a fucking break. And maybe show my fucking episodes because I'm getting blocked every fucking platform. I'm so sick of it. Anyway. But I don't think drugs is the way to go. I think some sort of like, type of drugs made by doctors. You know what I mean? But even then, like, if, you guys saw that documentary? Up until 5 years ago, I thought like this prison suicide, how do they call it? Death row thing. When they just put the injection, they sold it as him not feeling anything, like falling into a deep sleep. Turns out, and you guys can Google this too. Turns out, fucking, they were excruciating pain. They was just numb, and then because they have 3 injections when there's a capital punishment, right? And then you're off death row and it's your turn. I think one is a local anesthesiac, and then the second one, it was supposed to be some sort of drug, I think, that kind of gave you a good feeling or whatever the fuck. And the second one was just supposed to slow down your heart until you died. So we thought that up until 5 years ago, and that was considered humane, right? Up until 2015, 16, like, okay, they're prisoners, they fucked up, they die a painless death. Some, I don't want to go in that direction, but turns out, no. The first one, fucking local anesthesia. The second one just numbed them out. And the third one, turns out, they felt everything, like burning under your skin and whatever the fuck. There's like clips about it. It's not bullshit. Google it. So is that humane? You say, okay, let's let it be drugs made by doctors. But are these fucking doctors? I know that's death row, and they if they got it, they probably wouldn't deserve a nice death anyway. But in this case, I don't know. I don't think the answer is as simple as heroin. I think you should be nice enough if you are going to break everybody who loves you's heart by committing suicide. I think you should be at least decent enough to find a way that it's not painful for you, but also not in the way where they'll find you and they'll have that image all their lives. So either go disappear, but you'll appear somehow. I mean, people who kill other people are barely able to hide a body where it's not found in fucking 20 days. Where are you going to kill yourself and nobody will find you? And then, I don't see, I want my loved ones to see me like that. So I don't know. Just don't commit suicide. I know it's easy to say, but talk to me if you have those thoughts. I don't even know how you would reach me, but maybe here. Anyway, how long have we been? Oh shit. Yeah. Robert dice, well, if you want something less boring, buy a gun and try to get rid of as many politicians as you can. Fuck, hold on. This was from maybe, of course it's easy to think this, but I said the same thing in my collective video when everything burned down and those fuckers, and I said the same thing, like why not just take a gun and fucking shoot them if they don't. You're probably young, Robert. You get over it, dude. You realize this, everybody, especially like what's in America now, young kids. I'm not talking about the actual problem of George Floyd dying, but the fact of the matter is, what the fuck are you talking? Hold on. Live stream isn't available right now. What the fuck? This is so stupid. So Google won't let me see your comments until I log in again. Why the fuck? Hold on, guys. Send me the stupid fucking code. Stupid fucking Google. I'm streaming live. Are you gonna make me? It's from Google, dude. This is crazy. They logged me out of my account. Hold on. 3, 5. There we go. Congratulations, your YouTube account is now. Go fuck yourself. Show me the fucking podcast. Am I still live? Oh, you fucking cunts. Live streaming isn't available right now. Stream. I'm not even live right now, am I? Fuck you, Google. Why? Stop saying the F word to Google and anything 1,000 times in your podcast. Maybe that will help. This is so stupid. Am I still live? I'm gonna just close this whole fucking business. I probably am. This fucking thing says live. Google says I'm offline. I don't fucking understand anything. Anyway, if I'm not live, I'm just gonna talk to myself. But the thing about George Floyd is, dude, it's obviously horrible, but you can't have anarchism. And you seem young too, though. But like, you get used to it, dude. The people are gonna burn it down now. They don't know history. They don't know how these things definitely repeat themselves. There's patterns, right? And they just think that they're gonna replace and be the good politicians and burn everything down first. That's the problem. That's what you want to do. Burn it to the ground, and then you think you're gonna know. That's just humanity and the way politics work. We can change it, but systematically and always being kind of like on them, not radically. Hurt brings more hurt, man. But I know you just said that like, fuck them. I know, fuck them. But in the end, it's good that they're scared a little bit. I hope ours are watching the American news a little bit too. I know that's a racial issue, but it turned into something bigger. So maybe they're watching ours. I hope they are. Romanian politicians, right? But now it just has to stop. It's a bit. I know they're going with tear gas and all sorts of flash grenades and shit. People feel even more outraged, but I think the burning and the looting started first. So in that case, the police has to bring order, and then yes, you can protest peacefully again. But like I said in the fucking like when everybody was up in Piazza Vittoria, right? When we had a protest a few years ago, 3-4 years, same fucking thing, dude. Same strategy since fucking history began. You infiltrate the group and then you act shitty and then they blame it on the group, right? And mix that with a lot of fucking kids who got bored during the quarantine, and they think they're the shit, and they're so simple minded like we were. There's nothing wrong with that. Kids don't get pissed. I was a fucking like he said, so radical. You want to be so radical, and it's still within me, but that's not the solution. But in America, obviously, they went out, and it's also like a fad thing, obviously. And there's also genuine people who, during this quarantine, did not have anything to earn income from, and they're rightfully pissed and whatever the fuck. But it turned into obvious looting. I don't like all the Americans, some of the Americans' attitude about it either, because it's like, yeah, well, they're fucking obviously now they're just looters and shit. They are, and obviously most of them are black people. Yeah, but that's not the point. It's like the less educated, the ones who less possibilities, happen to revolt, white or black or Hispanic or whatever the fuck, right? The people without will revolt, right? Will burn everything to the ground, and it's your fault. It's black people now too, America, because you keep keeping them down. And don't worry, it happens here in Romania with gypsies. And nobody says shit. Everybody, it amuses me as a Romanian when my friends post about like black Americans and all that shit, and they're like, "Fuck those gypsies from our country." You know what I mean? Yeah, fuck the shitty ones. Fuck the shitty Romanian ones too. They just don't have the possibility if you can give it to them. So I think that you start there, and then you have less people, but you can't because you're fucking fooled. I'll never be a politician, but I wish I had I don't know, I wish I cared enough about everything to try to make a difference. But I'll probably be corrupt in the end anyway, or if not, at least be perceived in some sort of like machine. I think you're crazy going into politics. Like, unless it's like so bad that you're the front lines and you're hit with it, I understand. But other than that, you must be crazy, dude. You go into a life of sacrifice if you want to do it the good way, and you'll be shit on, and people will be manipulated to hate you, or you'll be a piece of shit, and you'll be yet another fucking wheel in the machine. All your idealistic kid dreams are gone because now they chewed you up and spit you out as one of theirs. Kids are crazy, but I do respect the kids who do it. I wish there were more open-minded politicians. There's this dude, Remus Chernam. Now he's a bit LGBTQ, too much of a. I think he's maybe playing into that side a little bit too much, but overall, I like this guy, Remus Chernam. I follow him on Facebook for a long time. I wish there was more like them, like him. You know what I mean? Like more young, open-minded. He looks like a rocker dude, or something like that, and he's pertinent. But we don't vote for those. Same as in America and Romania. Here, it's a popularity contest sponsored by either brands somehow or the parties who bring them in front, and I don't know. It's still a popularity contest. Like Joe Rogan, I'm just repeating what smarter people than me said, but like Joe Rogan said, like it needs to be some sort of council, dude. Some sort of council that kind of has some way of balancing itself, not being able to be passed on. But we're not there. So this society has to crash before some resemblance of that has to happen. It's even absurd to, like, when I hear all these fucking things like, fuck Johannes. Am I even fucking alive here, man? You fucking idiot. Just let it out. All right. When I hear people of fucking Johannes, you know what I mean? And they're like, fuck Johannes. He might be shitty and inactive, but all presidents, what do you expect one president to do, man? I think this hits you like a train, like Trump. You wanted to do a popularity contest and you're egomaniac. You got hit by all that shit. And then it just comes down to you handling new shit. Is your masculinely really sensitive like Trump is? Then he'll try to cut anything out, even at the detriment of his people. To not that he did some good things that were necessary, and he was voted for reasons. I guess people were frustrated. I'm not trying to piss. I'm not too left or too right. I don't have a fucking horse in the game, but Trump. he was fucking hit with everything, and with the hate, with the pressure of being a president, him having the maturity of a fucking 5-year-old. And that's the way we choose our presidents, dude. And Johan is the same, and everybody else. He's supposed to be prepared. He talks, I don't know. He didn't do shit. Can he do shit? Are his hands tied? We don't have the fucking truth, and that's why I don't bother following this shit all too closely, because in the end, you guys know what in the end. All right, I want to try this fucking thing one more time, at least to close the live if I'm not live yet. Shut the fuck up. Okay, switch account. Do I have at least... Am I live, dude? You fucking fuck. Stop saying fuck. Can you guys at the beginning of the podcast from now on remind me to... I read somewhere that they detect all this potty mouth thing I have. So can you guys, as soon as I go live, when just the music is playing, can you please say in the comments, stop saying fuck for 2 minutes? Because I think they analyze the first 2 minutes of like a long live stream. And if you're not if you're, don't have a potty mouth in that period, I hear they don't flag you. And then I appear on more people's walls. But I do have a potty mouth. And even if it's, with obvious, not like, I'm trying not to be crass about it. I could definitely use the help. So help a brother out. Oh, so I am live. Oh, 18 people. I'm over 10. Isn't that some sort of record? All right, let me try to read some more of your questions, and then I'll get the fuck out of here. How do I do this? Because my live is already running. How about if I click this? No sound. Shut up. Oh shit, you guys actually. TC Gaming, Zedjaron. Thanks, man. I'll buy some premium cat food that's for cat without balls. Poor little stinky. Anyway, let's see what you guys said. COT intoxication seems boring. It is. And it's like, it's lame. Don't CO2 intoxicate yourself. At least go out cool. Okay. Robert says, it's nothing to do with me. I don't want to have those kind of thoughts. Just an idea for people who don't want a boring way to get out. Oh, you're all fucking, you're well of inspiration, Robbie. Oh yeah, I totally agree with you, but at least you're doing something. All right. As about George, I don't even see it as a race problem. It's just the state failed. Laws apply only when they want them to, and they lost the ability to protect the people. It's not that simple. I don't think it's that simple. You're right, of course, Robbie. That I don't think it's that simple, dog. It's like it was systematic. Part of it was social media. Part of it was economics. Like, enough is never enough. Like we've been talking all these years. Like all the corporations, and I have a financials master's, and I know I play dumb sometimes, and God knows I am other times. But at least I know, like, the mentality of being a person in finance, all the stock exchange. Like those people, they're born and raised. They born and raise you from school to always get more, because you get more. You fucking what can we do? Let's outsource things, and it was good for a while. You outsourced to China. They didn't know any better. They were fucking happy earning fucking 0.5 cents on a dollar or whatever the fuck, and you had a huge profit margin as a corporation, and then you could pay your people to not work so hard and maybe do some more comfortable jobs, and then you used it. You kind of like taught your people to be like that. Hold on. So but then the social media fucking thing came where everybody saw everybody else, even everybody was a cell phone kid's dream at the life of these fuckers. That's that are popular, and not all of them but bad, obviously, but like everybody wants to be that. I want to be that. I saw somebody on fucking on YouTube, and I was like, that's fucking, he's a comedian. Shit, the bar is that low for calling yourself a comedian? Awesome. Let's try this comedy fucking thing, right? I always had a passion for it, but you get my idea. Everybody thinks that, and you emulate that. So now everybody feeling special. It's the greatest time to be alive. Disregarding COVID and all this like social issues, it's truly the best time to be alive. It's like medically, well, not at the moment, but you know what I mean. Treated for everything. You have every luxury if you're lucky enough. Even if you like, there are people who still live like shit and have no chance. But as an average, right? It's the best time to be alive. Yet people, their expectation. What is excuse me. Oh shit, I was supposed to burp in the other way. What is happiness, dude? Happiness is the difference between reality and expectation, right? So it's reality minus expectations. And if the reality is a certain way and your expectations are lower, just happy to be alive, happy to be part of a community and working and seeing yourself grow, and maybe doing a family or not doing a family, I mean, whatever the fuck. Just trying to help yourself in the community while you discover yourself and trying to leave something good behind. That's fucking idiot. Fuck. Excuse me. It's horrible. What the fuck was that? So yeah, that's part of that. So, but expectations are so high now that minus fucking reality minus expectation. You're on the minus, dude. Your happiness is low because you think you should be like, you're entitled to a lot of things. And Americans, compared to us Romanians, they're on another level, dude. It's pouring down everywhere because of how fast the culture spreads. And it's getting like, oh, we see Romania has a 3-year, whatever, 5-year delay. The same fucking things, right? Just look there and you'll see what's going to happen here to the extent we can. Everybody's spoiled. I grew up at the countryside, like I said, in a village. Everybody used to have his piece of land. I remember my grandpa taking me, and I would sleep under the stars with him. And this thing called a kambuza. Kambuza se chama. This thing called, I forgot how the fuck it was called, and it was just a thing on wheels that you'd like went to sleep while you guarded bostano, like the fucking watermelons. Anyway, so everybody had his, and he told me like, that's the neighbor's piece of land, and that's the piece of land, and we all help each other. And it was this, go now to that same village, fuck it, everything is bought by corporations from Germany, whatever the fuck, where we send them at a shitty price while people just work. We send them the grain or whatever the fuck, they make the products, and then we buy them from Mega Image from like 300% tax, right? Because we export it for cheap and import it for expensive, and we buy into everything. So it's all that shit happening in America too. The economical instability mixed with obvious the excitation of race issues in the way it's handled by their own leader, and this division that's happening worldwide, right? I think it's a weird mix of a lot of things that's going on there, and the problem isn't as dry and cut as Trump is an idiot. He might be, probably, but it's also in the people too. That's what I have to say about that. I was going to say something else. Oh, you fucking idiot. All right, let's go on. Sure, one guy died, and it's a tragedy. The guy who killed him is already in jail now. They're killing people defending their shops and blowing up the country. You know what's fucked up, dude? I saw... let me see if I can find it. It broke my heart. It was this old, like, black dude, gentleman, and his shop got burned down, and I almost broke in fucking tears a little bit. And he was crying in the street because these fuckers burned his truck and his shop, and he's like, I'm from the ghetto too, and he looks old enough, the poor man, to actually have been in the original black movement from the 60s. And he's like, I tried to make it, and he's crying during this. And it's just gut-wrenching because it's gotten to a point where is not helpful for anybody, and it's just anarchy. And that's where I do agree with that authorities need to fucking whoop some ass carefully. But they're human too. We all expect authority, like authorities, police, and whatever, to be this like unified thing under a principle. No, they're humans too. So they fear maybe one zealous guy hit a cop when he was just, he just saw a cop and he hit, and he was a cop until that moment. He was like, all right, cool, I'm trying to be good and everything. He got hit, then he got defensive, then when he was sent to another corner and there were just peaceful protesters like we saw a couple of days ago, right? He just goes in swinging. You know what I mean? And there's like, oh fuck, they're hitting peaceful protesters. Yeah, but they're human too. And so, a corner behind them, somebody threw a Molotov cocktail at him. And he has kids and he has family and he has fears. He's a human. So they need to, I think the protest should stop for a while until they clear the streets a little bit and everybody calms down a little bit. And then we can, Americans, you can resume the peaceful protests. And I know it's just like maybe 100 people from the U.S. following me, but if you see this, guys, I don't think that's the solution. Even if you're younger, don't burn shit. Your folks worked for that shit. Anyway, give me a second, guys. I just want to hunt out this video because I didn't get the chance to record it, but I did take a print screen of it. And maybe I can Google. It was this Facebook video. Didn't I save it? How the fuck do you see saved Facebook videos? Facebook is so gross, guys. It's so gross. It's like the menu's nothing. It's all encumbersome and like it's gross, and all the menus. Remember, some of you are too young, but there was this platform called High Five, and that's where my generation started to get laid on online. You know what I mean? Way before Mirk and all this shit. You actually see pictures, but where that fucked up is that because they got too greedy with the customization and they put too many things and it was too cumbersome, and Facebook's like gross for a few years now, like that. Like everything is not intuitive. It's gross. Anyway, oh fuck, I can't. The video is gonna be. I found it. Check it out. Let me see if I can. Let me pause it for a second. Check it out, guys. So this is what it's come down to, and what the fuck? Why is there no sound? Stupid fucking Costman. All right, so.
Come on. Burn down my soul. Come on, Carl. I worked too hard for this. You don't even understand nothing. Come on. It's not right. It's not right. It's not right what y'all doing.
Shit, dude.
I came from the ghetto, too. Same as all of you did. Y'all need to listen. But you know, y'all messed up my business. And you call it black power. You mad at the white man. What?
And you call it Black Power, right? He's old enough to have been in the fucking Black Panthers and all that. And now his shit got destroyed because some kids were too anxious on Instagram. I refuse to believe most of those. I know a lot of the most, I don't want to say most, but a lot of them were just kids looking for a thrill, you know? And I believe they believed they were doing the good thing because you're young and, you know, you see everything in black and white. But poor man, right? Hold on.
Destroy my business. Why destroy my truck? Why steal my computer? I'm trying to make it. Could you understand that?
Fuck.
Did y'all see it? I'm trying to make it.
How fucked up is that, dude? How fucked up is that? It just, and it comes down to that. Shit. Oh, people don't know what I'm talking about, dude. It's the George Floyd. Juliana Cosmina. I mean, it's not one guy. His death was just filmed. Yeah, I know, of course, obviously. But obviously, black people. What about gypsies in Romania? They too do not have a chance when it comes to education. Yet we piss on them in every corner. I'm cautious when I'm in a gypsy neighborhood, right? But I grew up with gypsies, and I know they're people. They're people. The ones who have, they didn't even have to have that much money. They're raised right, and they had the possibility to like work the land or whatever the fuck, or even whatever the fuck, right? It's not about color. It's about welfare and how much people can be pulled out of that shit. Whatever. I'm not going into that shit anymore. Yeah, I know it's on camera, and it. I think it's a. I don't even. I hope it's a good thing that it happened. That shouldn't have happened. We shouldn't be talking about this right now. Did you see Ready Player One? I think I might have fell asleep. This animation, like who. The short answer, I did. I didn't. Right, I fell asleep. What does it even have to do with the justice systems? It's not a judge who put them on death row. Rubber cops are part of the justice system too. Okay. Oh shit, is it? Well, they presented it like it's from now. I just thought it was like encoded 1,000 times. Shit. Well, it was sad then, and it's fucking sad now, isn't it? Because it definitely happened to something similar happened here too. These fucking Facebook pages. It's a cesspool. Fucking Facebook. It's a cesspool, and YouTube's now too fucking liberal with cutting out your shit. And I think people need to talk like I'm talking to you here and everybody else who's doing podcasts and having long form conversations. Give it up for Joe Rogan. I'm so happy for him. Spotify. Guys, that's about it for tonight. Thank you for joining me. Before I go, I wanted to say happy birthday to Ana Maria from me and my girlfriend, Ioana. If you haven't seen Sort of Chaos last episode, I had a guest here, a female guest. Now, I'll be honest, I did kind of got a little bit destroyed after about an hour and a half. I'm glitching all over the place. I think my cigarette was too strong, and I apologize to Anna for that. I'm growing, learning and growing, but it was lovely to have her on, and if you're seeing this, Anna, happy birthday to you. Chin up. You're a great girl. That being said, follow me on Instagram at Romercial. Patreon, if you can help Romercial, the same. I have the Romanian podcast now, Frustrări, right? If you guys want and don't know about it, subscribe to Romeo Cialis. And Paul suck a dick. He was supposed to be live with me tonight, and then he backtracked because he probably wanted to cuddle his girlfriend or whatever. So no, he wanted to join me in a Romanian podcast, probably because every girl who sees his videos, they never understand what the fuck we're talking about. So he wants somebody like a proof that he participates in something. So he wants to join the Romanian conversation. Hopefully I'll have him next week and you guys can say hi to him. Until that happens, have the most wonderful ballless evening. Peace.